You said earlier that the chapter sa impeachment was the most difficult to write. I read somewhere you also mentioned yung nangyari during the time ni President Gloria Arroyo. Was it actually mentioned? Kasi
I'm sorry, I have to review. I cannot remember, and I cannot remember everything there. That's
Yeah.
260 pages, so I can't remember what I said about Gloria. The other corruption issue that was very difficult was the Farmally issue. That one was very difficult, but again, it was so sickening because when people were sick, when we had COVID, here comes a group of people identified with the Duterte administration which pocketed billions of pesos. That is to address a health issue. That one was very difficult. Kaya galit na galit kami noon because nakikita namin maraming namamatay dahil sa COVID, but here is a group of sinaligan, there is a group of people who would pocket government funds by the billions of pesos in order and deprive our people of the benefits of government assistance so needed to address COVID.
last question, Senator. Upcoming 40th anniversary of EDSA, is this timely also that you released your memoir given that your career in national governance started during the Aquino administration?
What's your question again? Is it what?
Is it also timely that you released it?
No. Well, it was good. Okay. February 9, I released it as yesterday. But I chose February 9 because February 8 is a Constitution Day, but it was a Sunday. So I said, all right, instead of February 9, it's a Sunday, let's put it on February 9. But it was deliberate in that sense when I released the books because I wanted our youth particularly to take note of the fact that we have a constitution which we must live by if we want to achieve an orderly progress in our society.
Next question, Aram, and then we proceed to that side. Yes.
Sir, good afternoon. In your opening statement, you talked about political turmoil and infrastructure development. What do you think is the importance of a united local government unit when it comes to implementing infrastructures?
All right, I will not talk in theories. I will talk about the reality. In Iloilo, we were able to move our infrastructure program because of a united political leadership. In other areas, magtatayo ka lang ng barangay road, nag-aaway na yung mayor at saka congressman. In areas like Naga, to extend the runway, nagsusuntukan yung mga politiko. So here in Iloilo, we were all united. Nobody would block any project designed to improve the lives of our people here of the Ilonggos. And that demonstrates the need for unity of the political leadership in order to move the infrastructure program of government particularly. So that is what I meant by ganun natin yun, sige. Okay, but having said that, that's really what I meant. A united political leadership is an essential element of being able to provide benefits to our people in terms of government health.
Last question on my answer. What do you think is the future of the opposition, especially with the upcoming 2028 elections?
The opposition will always be there so long as people would adhere to the democratic system of life. An opposition is necessary because a check and balance is essential, and the opposition plays a role in that principle. and you know, I belong to the Liberal Party. The joke was that there are times when we can fit in a Volkswagen and times when you don't even fit a 747 Boeing airplane. So that is a cycle. But so long as we have, we believe in our.
Paki-silent na lang nga, sir. It's so distracting.
Okay, so but that's a cycle. As long as we adhere to the democratic system, the opposition will always be there to provide an alternative to our people.
Good morning, Senator Borges Morales ng XFM. Thank you, Gid, sa mga project na ginambal mo. Almost sang para kapasa sa mga project sa Iloilo. And pamangkot is kinambal mo nga ang flood control sa diri sa Iloilo may anomalya, no? Ano, if the projects may arang anomalya, may salabtod bala ang nag-facilitate kasi hambal mo ang kalabanan sa mga project ni diri sa Iloilo facilitate mo. But if the flood control projects may anomaly, may arap bala nga salabtod man nag-facilitate sang pondo?
On the theory of conspiracy, the answer is yes. If those who proposed the project and the implementer of the project conspired in order to enable them to steal government funds, yes, the proponent, under the principle of conspiracy, would have a liability.
Naging part bala sini sa ang ginahambal mo nga posible nag-conspire sa reklamo mo sa ombudsman sa Subo?
Sorry?
Ini bilang may posible nga may conspiracy ginahambal mo, may posible inibala sila na dala sa complaint mo sa ombudsman pati sa flood control
I'm
project.
just responding on a theoretical basis. I was not referring to any particular case. Because your question was, is the proponent liable?
Yes.
Theoretically, yes. If they conspired with the implementer, which is the district engineer. So that the act of one is the act of all. So if they conspired with each other and the project is substandard or does not exist at all, then the proponent, under the theory that they conspired, is liable. And I answered your question in a theoretical manner, not pointing to any particular project.
Okay. Ang last mga project is Sunset Boulevard nga gusto mo ba lang ipangalan ina sa imo or butang na pangalan mo bilang tawgon nga Frank Drilon Sunset Boulevard or at least ikwan lang no i-recognize lang ikaw nag
Let me put on record, I was the one who thought of the name of the street as a Sunset Boulevard. Nobody else. In fact, I was asked by media, why did you call it a Sunset Boulevard? Because I said the sun sets in that part of town. Right here in Iloilo, I was asked that. So, I can claim that ako I didn't think, Drilon Boulevard. It didn't occur to me. But siguro naman lahat, buong Iloilo nakakaalam na akong nag-facilitate yan. So again, I can face media and say, hindi ako ang naglagay ng pangalan ng Sunset Boulevard.
Thank you.
Sir,